We both got sick at the same time. I was also very sick. And, he was strong for me, and, seeing how he was strong for me, I obviously thought my husband was strong, I think he struggled more with his breathing than anything else. He was really struggling with his oxygen levels. And I think it took me a while being in that space of who am I without Sho? Because he and I were so close. Like literally joined at the hip, and I mean even today, just trying to live physically without him is a big adjustment. I'm adjusting daily. I mean, every day there's something that I wish I could do with him, and he's not there, and then I have to reorganize myself, adjust myself, and go, you know what, he's not here, I know he's here in spirit. I can do this. I have to keep, pep talking myself, I can do this, I can do this. And yeah, a year and almost 2 years later, I'm here.
Yeah. And I don't know if you would be comfortable, please, to maybe revisit that time 17 months ago when he started to fall ill. Was there an indication, did you get a sense that something is wrong? Yes, we know that, it was a COVID-19 related illness, but was there an indication? Did you get that sense out of maybe something? Because sometimes it's like a death happening fast and you're like, oh my gosh, why? But if it's something that has been progressively coming along, you're like, okay, Mujim, what are you trying to show us?
Yeah. We both got sick at the same time. I was also very sick. And, he was strong for me, and, seeing how he was strong for me, I obviously thought my husband was strong, And then I think I was like a week in, he started getting, like his symptoms just started getting worse. I think he struggled more with his breathing than anything else. And we did little things together. We would take walks. I think I'd walk a bit further than what he could. But we tried to do everything right according to what we knew. And I don't know what happened with Sho, man. I don't know, because he was a healthy guy. So he, I think, was diagnosed on the 26th of June. On the 3rd of July, he was admitted into hospital because I think he was really struggling with his oxygen levels. And that first week was very hard for him, especially because he's such an independent. He was such an independent person. But we both had so much faith that he was going to come out of this. It was COVID-19. We know a lot of people didn't make it, but he was strong. He was healthy. He was young. We really thought he would beat this thing, and we spoke about it all the time, that maybe you're gonna beat this thing, and he kept saying to me, baby, we're gonna beat this, and it was a we thing, we're gonna beat this. And then the next Friday, he was discharged. So he kind of got better. So he had COVID pneumonia. So when his symptoms improved, they discharged him the following week, Friday, after the 3rd. And that night, I mean, I think I'm still traumatized from that night. After he was discharged from hospital, because he was strong, so and he didn't like the hospital show, so. To be honest, I think he also pushed he felt strong enough to go home. I don't know exactly how he felt, but, he put on the front that he was strong enough to come home. That was the longest night of my life, because we were struggling with, so I literally had to monitor his oxygen, because he was still on high flow oxygen even at home. So I couldn't treat him with the oxygen concentrate thing. So I needed the cylinders, because he was on high flow. That night he just got progressively worse. Like literally I was looking at my husband fading away in front of me. Kept calling the doctors that night to say, you know what, I'm not comfortable. I don't think this person is okay. I don't think he should have been discharged. And only the next morning did they come through and readmitted him immediately. But I think that might set him back 100 steps really, because after that it was literally all downhill from there. Just literally all downhill from there. And then he was in hospital for a month, of which he had been intubated for 2 weeks. Yeah, so 2 weeks after being intubated, that's when we lost him. I still can't stand the sound of hospital machines, because I literally lived there. I mean, I used to go. Remember, I was also still recovering, so I wasn't strong. I wasn't sleeping. I wasn't eating. I literally lived at the hospital. So it wasn't sudden. I literally saw him, although we were hopeful the whole way and praying the whole way, and because he was a fighter, when doctors thought, okay, today you can't go, just sit with him, this might be his last day, might be his last day. So we had so many of those might be his last day moments, and he always made it through to the next day and made it through to the next day, and that gave us hope. And because I believe so much in prayer, you know, we believed that, you know what, whatever is happening here, I don't know, God, yes, is trying to tell us something. This is probably going to be Show's biggest testimony ever, you know. I mean, that I was holding on so much to that we're going through this. We have to go through this because it's a test, and there's a testimony to be told from this experience. But my expectation was that it was going to be his testimony, and not me talking about the loss and how I'm dealing with it and coping with it and how the family is and how I am. This wasn't supposed to be the story. I think it's a process. It's continuous. One day you feel like you've got this, the next day you crumble. It's like, what the hell, you know? So I think grieving is ongoing. You just literally learn to live with the pain and not let it decapitate you, and not let it stop you from moving, because life has to go on.